Hello and welcome to Frontrunner Motorsport. It is the start of the 2021 Formula 1 Championship in just a few days' time, and I couldn't be more excited. And after knocking out the important task of predicting the 2021 Championship standings, let's relax a bit and take a look at the liveries on show in 2021. Now, I know nothing about design and I do not have good taste. Christ, look at me for God's sake. But I have an opinion and a will to share it on the internet. So, from worst to best, let's take a look at the liveries of the Formula 1 World Championship 2021. Remember to subscribe and let's start the video.
Welcome to Frontrunner Motorsport.
Red Bull. Honestly, so little is changed. It's like a spot of a difference competition. The Aston Martin logos are gone for obvious reasons, and it has a Honda logo instead of an Aston Martin logo on the back. But I am so tired of this design. Red Bull don't make a lot of changes to their liveries. This car is not that different from their 2005 offering. The basic design elements are there anyway. I'm putting this last not because it's hideously ugly, but because it fills me with apathy. I hope Red Bull have what it takes to give Mercedes a fight, but I almost hope even more for a big livery change in 2022. Alfa Tori. I didn't like this new Alfa Tori look when it was released in 2020. It was an opinion that went against most normal people's views, but in 2021 I still don't like it. I actually like this one less. It's a bit more blue. The top half of the car is now completely blue with a white bottom half, but it's still really dull to look at, and honestly after I finish looking at it I forget what it looks like. Williams changed their livery before the season got underway in 2020. After losing Rocket sponsorship, they went back to a nicer, more simple design. Now with new owners they have gone for something a bit different that is almost retro looking in style, but it looks a bit cheap honestly. It really does look like a Formula 4 car just with no sponsors on it. Well, not many anyway. Hopefully the car is better than it looks. Haas. The American team have never really had its own identity, from really boring looking race cars to attempts to pay homage to classic liveries. Really bad attempts at homage anyway, with a fake dodgy energy drink company that people seem to think are going to make their way back onto the grid. This is a very Russian car, I guess thanks to the sponsorship dollars Nikita Mazepin has brought in with his sponsors Ural Kali. Ironically, he can't race under the Russian flag, and yet his car is basically one large, very fast Russian flag itself. That's one way to beat the system. The design isn't awful. If you are going to incorporate a Russian flag into your design, this is probably the best way to do it, but I still don't really like it that much. Mercedes. Forgetting the political reasons for a moment and judging the car just in terms of looks, I actually preferred the black livery car to the more normal silver Mercedes. The car presented at the start of 2020 was the worst of a boring set of designs. It was actually a little bit too busy for a Mercedes, and the black car really solved that issue. And from the front this looks like a nice car. It's the grey back half of the car I have a problem with. It looks like an old Haas. They have spoiled this whole design just by putting a little grey and randomly stamping some AMG stickers all over it. It's such a shame. I like the black. I like the turquoise swoop along the side. It's just the grey bit. Why not paint it black and have one white AMG sticker in the centre of it? It would be so much neater. Ferrari. Ferrari are another team that don't tend to make big changes. Big shock, it's red. But when I saw the green MW logo on the back, I was horrified. That is the ugliest thing I have ever seen, with the worst placement on a race car I have ever seen. Well, apparently it won't be on the car when it turns up at round 1, so why do it? So tentatively I will say I do like this livery from Ferrari. I really liked the anniversary livery they ran at Mugello. That would be number 1 on this list. But this is okay, with the lighter red going into the darker red at the back, and the rest of the livery is tidy enough. It's decent for 5th best on this list anyway. Aston Martin. I think everyone and their dog were expecting British Racing Green. It's not, and it would be better if it was. It's an interesting shade of green, but it is nice to look at. It's a bit busy with sponsor logos, but the placement is good enough that they don't distract from the overall look of the car, and with the pink line running across it, it is an interesting, unique design. It's a shame we are losing the pink of Racing Point, and that line is a good reminder to the legacy of this car. This team has seen a lot of changes in the last few years, from Force India to Racing Point to Aston Martin, but this car really does look the part. McLaren. The McLaren livery was my absolute favourite last year, and since they went orange they have had no reason to look back, so subtle changes are all we see for 2021. All they have changed is adding some rainbow-like pattern to the side pods, which I don't particularly like. It's half-assed, like someone had an idea but not the stones to go all the way with it. It's aged a year and has fallen behind its rivals, but I still love the blue and orange combination. I feel like there's just one or two things they have to do to make the greatest livery in Formula 1 history, but they did not pull it off this year. Alfa Romeo. It was really hard to choose between the best two. Alfa Romeo have a great colour design on their cars. It's similar to the Dragon Formula E livery, which I also liked. They've added the classic Alfa Romeo 4-leaf clover, something the cars had when Alfa Romeo won the first ever Formula 1 race in 1950. They've switched the red and white around and it looks fantastic. This should have been a shoo-in for my favourite car of the year. There is nothing I really dislike about this car, but there is one that went better. Alpine. If you're going to rebrand, then you really want to hit it out of the park with your livery, because it's the first thing people will look at and know about your new brand. And Alpine have smashed it. This car is fantastic. The shades of blue and red are perfect, the design is perfect, and the effect and feel it gives off is incredible. I want this car to win the championship just for the way it looks. It deserves success. What a great job of establishing your brand, Alpine. Let's hope they don't blow it in the races. So that is a look at all the liveries on the Formula 1 grid for 2021. I do think it's an upgrade on 2020, but we have lost a bit of colour from the grid, notably the pink of Racing Point and the yellow of Renault. But I think motorsport design has come so far in recent years. A lot of race cars look very, very cool. Anyway, thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe, leave a comment, a like and a share. Thank you for watching and have a good one.